Hello and welcome to Take Time. I'm your host, Patrick Marlett. Today we're taking a look at a watch inspired by the 2019 opera Anthropocene, a performance focused on the relationship between humankind and nature, as its name would suggest, with themes of climate change and sacrifice. These are all heavier things to play off of, but the Anthropocene by Christopher Ward does it well. Disclaimer, this watch was lent to the channel. Now, as I like to do with all my reviews, let's start with some bad notes first. Though it certainly looks a limited edition model, with nothing in their current range of C65s quite like this, they could have done more to showcase this fact. Outside of the bit of text on the back stating limited edition and unit number, there's little else to make this claim. I really would have loved, instead of the automatic text of the dial, to have seen the word Anthropocene across its polar white surface. On that same note, and I've said this before, the dial would look much more balanced with the date at 6 o'clock and text at 3, just opposite Christopher Ward. This may just be personal preference, and there's certainly added utility to this operation, but a GMT bezel should always be bidirectional, at least in my mind. Instead, we have a unidirectional setup much like you'd find on a dive watch. While this certainly would make a competent dive watch, I'd prefer that the functionality of the 24-hour bezel was considered foremost. Whenever I see a GMT built this way, I can only help but think it's trying to be too much. However, and I'll say it again, this is wholly a personal take. The good! Well, only because I've never had one in before, let's start with the Cordura Strap. It's actually a hybrid between a Cordura top and rubber interior that is completely waterproof. If you're not a fan of how rubber straps appear on the wrist, but still enjoy the utility of them, this is the best of both worlds. You get a watch strap that looks like any other canvas material, but promises to hold up in water. It's both well-wearing and pairs well with the Anthropocene. Also, should you like to switch it out for another option, the strap features quick-release spring bars for easy swapping. That's all good and well, I'm sure you're thinking, but what about the dial? Let's start with the date wheel choice. It plays in sharp contrast with the polar dial and was an excellent decision for legibility. There's no way you can miss this date wheel, with a black tone to match that of the hands and bezel insert. I wish the insert numerals were also a similar Arctic white tone, but I digress. The sharp white superluminova against the polished edges of the handset pop away from the dial. This monochromatic look is disrupted only by the orange of the GMT hand. Regarding the luminance, it's a nice, even, bright, green tone. Christopher Ward has always done a fantastic job with their lume, but I cannot help but feel that the green coloration, as opposed to perhaps blue, was a thematic miss. I let it slide here as it was executed well, but consult me next time, C. Ward. Now, what haven't I said about the C65 case? I still desperately want a limited edition bronze C65 with SH21, as previously reviewed, but alas, they're no longer available. That was my introduction to this C65 case, and to this date, this is still one of my favorite designs from any brand, let alone Christopher Ward. Now, before I get to my verdict, let's take a look at the C. Ward Anthropocene on my 7¼ inch wrist. I gotta stop taking in these C65 cases. It always hurts letting them go. The Anthropocene is no different. It is a knockout, limited edition model from the brand. Not only that, but 5% of the proceeds from the Anthropocene will be donated to an eco-charity of Stuart McRae and Louise Welsh's choosing, both the composer and librettist of Anthropocene, respectively. Help yourself, help a good cause, and stay cool. C. Ward's done it again. As it always has been, my name is Patrick Marlett, and thank you for the time.